1, and we are go. Okay, welcome back, Andrew. This is part 2 of the adventure. In the previous one, in the previous video, the players, the characters, Ro, Alero, and what was the name of the orc again? Osguth. Yes, Osguth.
Maggie.
Have completed their investigation of the halfling farmstead and are now ready to pursue their mutated foe through the forest. But are they going to tiptoe through the forest like cats, or are they gonna trundle around and fucking kill everything? Let's see. So,
I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be the latter.
after having been shown the way, you begin your trek through the farmsteads and into the forest. After a couple of hours of travel, the vast fields of wheat and small farmsteads give way to trees and wild vegetation growing. It actually doesn't take you that long to reach the forest. This village is, not this village, but this farmstead was one of the more further out ones. The farther you are from the town of Hillsfar, the more diverse and interesting people you meet. And by that I mean non-humans. The healing process of Hillsfar has been slow, but hopefully people like you are going to bring back the respect of the humans for the other races. And yes, you are, in fact, defeating racism as we speak.
You get this racism? I'm gonna put a bullet in his head.
Exactly. So,
Racism, let me smash.
after you travel a little bit, you come into the forest, and the terrain there is foresty. It's level terrain, but not quite. There's small hills, there's gullies, there's places that you have to climb over, fallen trees, and all of these huge trees, they cast shadows, making everything be sort of dimly lit. Luckily for you, however, you don't need to bust out your torches or lanterns or lamps. You can see in the dim light fairly well. With the exception of the robot, but he uses a monocle to see in the dark. The ground here is wet, sort of damp. You get the sense that it has been raining. But that's a good thing, because as soon as you notice that sort of discoloration in the patches of grass that the little halfling described, as soon as you notice that they go away, you notice that they are now replaced by tracks in the muddy ground. They are rather easy to follow. At first, you notice that whoever was running away was, running away. The tracks are very spaced between each other, giving you the impression of long steps being taken, or a striding step running away, sort of.
Can we tell what species it is from the tracks?
The tracks look like the bare foot of a goblin, however larger than average. You think you're still on the right trail. Now, in order for you to confirm whether you are on the right trail or if you just think that you're on the right trail, I need all three of you to make me a group check based on survival. Now at this point I need to also point out that people who cannot be lost, if you have like some kind of Outlander background or something like that, you automatically pass the check. Does any of you have the Outlander
No.
thing? And none of you are druids or stuff like that, so yeah, you think that you're on the right track.
Oh fuck.
Now, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to reassure you that you're in fact on the right track by rolling for a random encounter. I'll be right with you. Just getting my dice.
Yeah, oh no.
Oh, wait, I need a D4. This will do. I got my platinum, gold, and silver dice. Woo!
Nice.
I'm gonna be rolling off screen. Don't you just love that when the DM starts rolling off screen so you don't know what he fucking rolled?
Cue anxiety.
Cue anxiety. Alright. Something that happens is you follow these tracks and you discover an old road. Now, an old road in the forest is pretty peculiar. You do know that there used to be a kingdom here at some point. Actually, it wasn't that long ago that the High Elven peoples of Mithranor had their kingdom here in the forest of Cormanthor. These people are gone. They haven't been quite reduced to ashes, but they have been reduced to traveling clans and nomads. Where there once used to be a kingdom of splendor, now there's a bunch of small states. And some of these states are quite capable enough of maintaining roads, some are not. This road is overgrown and green, and even though it was made at some point out of stone bricks, it is now ruined and unkempt. You do not lose the tracks, but instead you find a multitude of tracks. Many of them. It seems that this road was used by many people, or very frequently, even though it's pretty damn old and broken down. Following this winding road leads you to discover buildings in the distance. From what you can see, it looks like old elven construction buildings, but a smell hits you. It smells like burning, and it smells like blood. It also smells like rot. Something's not right here. What do you do?
I prepare myself for a fight. If I can smell blood, I'm assuming the blood is fresh blood, or is it more of like, how fresh is the blood from the smell?
Give me a nature check.
Right?
Okay. It doesn't smell like freshly spilled blood. It doesn't smell like a battle. It smells like an old battlefield. And you can see carrion birds in the air that have come to make a meal of things here. Now, I'm gonna put you on another map.
Cool. I can't believe I rolled a crit with a -1 modifier. That's brilliant.
I can believe it. Now,
Nice.
you guys are down here, and you'll see that I've made you small miniatures. Now, Andrew, if you're watching, I'm gonna zoom in on him so you can see him very well. You may recognize one of these. This one is gonna represent your character, Harry. Who is
Cool.
Asguth, 4-biter. This right here is going to represent Ro. It's kind of it's a warforged, but it's a barbarian or a warrior or something. And this space cowboy is gonna represent Alero. Can you guys move your tokens?
Yes.
Excelente. All right. Now, what you are able to see over here are burnt houses. And I don't know if you can see up ahead, but there is there's a pile of corpses up ahead. And you can see a gigantic hyena feeding on these corpses. You can see the bodies of men, women, and children with elongated elven ears and beautiful fey features that are being savagely devoured by this overgrown creature with the body of a donkey, the head of a dog, and the hind legs of a fucking small poodle. It's a hodgepodge of parts that just don't belong together. Yes, it's a hyena.
I want to sneak. Yeah.
Alright, give me a stealth check. It doesn't seem to have smelled you, as the wind is actually going downwind from you. It's blowing towards your faces, carrying the stench of the dead and the blood. Alright, you rolled a stealth check. That's a check, alright. Oh boy. Let me see. What's the hyena's perception? Yeah, okay. You can go ahead and move your token wherever you feel like. As you move into the burnt out husk of a building, and you enter through wrecked part of the wall. Actually, since we're doing this one after the other, why don't we roll initiative?
Cool.
Okay, folks. Sounds good.
It begins.
It begins. Oh yes, indeed.
Time. Time.
It's high noon.
Damn.
Ah,
Highest one.
I gotta reroll it comes into the character. One sec.
I
Oh, I mean, I rolled
noticed
it.
something.
I rolled a 9, so I'll just put that in.
You rolled a 9, so you're just gonna. You want me to?
No,
you
I've already
you
put it in,
already
it's all
did
good.
it. Alright. That's alright. Now, so let's set them up in descending order. Well, Alero, you've already moved, so that's good. Next is the giant hyena, and you can see that it's pretty occupied with its meal. It's like tearing it apart. And why don't you roll me a nature check since you can see it from over here? Alero, that's for you.
Okay, wait.
Bruno.
Tour.
What did you roll? Ho ho! Natural 20. Okay, so
Damn.
this hyena is way too large. Okay, way
Does
too
it have
large.
the green bottles in it as well?
No, it doesn't have green bottles in it. But for a hyena, it's unnaturally large, and you can see that its belly is huge. It's like almost pregnant or something.
Huh, multi-kill.
Wow!
Holy shit.
Multi-kill.
Rack up those combo scores.
Combo. But yeah, it's
Okay.
preoccupied with its meal. It doesn't seem to have. It doesn't seem to be interested in you, but you do notice that the canny creature, its ear is turned towards you. It knows that you're there. It has heard you. As you walk into the burnt out building, you step on the floor and it creaks. And also you pick up some dust and as you step on a awkward plank. So it knows you're there. But it doesn't do anything. Asguth, what do you do?
I am going to move. Actually, yeah, so I'm going to move myself up to here. So I'm in line of sight. And I'm going to shout at it. I'm going to say, "You're big, but I fought bigger. Let's go."
As you shout your challenge at the giant beast, it sort of picks up its bloody snout from among all of the elf corpses that have been neatly piled up for it, and it looks at you, and you can see its eyes glow with a yellow, evil light. Something that definitely doesn't seem natural, especially at this time of day. And as it looks at you, it goes. It starts laughing. Next, you hear from this house over here. You hear a noise, like a small child is crying, like. Ah! It even starts saying things in Elvish. Now, I think that one of you does speak Elvish. I would assume.
I do speak Elvish.
Yes. So
I'm
you
an
hear
elf.
it. You hear it say the Elvish word for mother, and you hear it say the Elvish word for fear, or basically, mother, I'm scared. Mother, where are you? Give me a check. I want a insight check. Okay. So the noise, like I said, is coming from this building. I don't know if you can see all the way up there on the map.
The top left.
Something seems off about this situation. Rho Kappa Sigma, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm going to also just kind of walk forward while activating Power Surge and basically activating the defensive field on my armor as it kind of crackles a little shimmer and shine appears. And other than that, I will throw a firebolt at the hyena.
Okay.
Let's see if I step this
And
up
it's before
correctly.
it plays X.
So, a crackling bolt of fire. I don't know how you cast it as an artificer. I don't like maybe your whole arm opens up and it comes out.
No.
Like a fucking.
It's not that powerful.
It's not that powerful, but like
it's more.
yeah.
Yeah, it's more along the lines of there's an array built into his left arm that, it's part of that same spell casting array that he used to cast the healing spell earlier, except this time it's more doing literal finger guns in many regards, in that it emerges from the fingertips and flies.
A bolt of flying flames hits and singes the hyena on its side, and its laughter turns into a screech of pain, like. And now it realizes that you might actually be dangerous, as it takes 3 points of fire damage, and then it sort of starts growling.
Yeah.
Next, Alero, before you can react, an arrow flies out from an unknown direction, and let's see if it's going to actually strike one of your friends over here.
No.
Yes. Okay, so an arrow flies out from this house, where previously the sound of a crying elf child was heard, and it flies through, right next to from these trees, and embeds itself into the body of Asguth, doing 7 piercing damage. And you hear that the child's cry has now turned to a hyena-like laughter. Now you are truly joined in combat. For between the destroyed, burnt out husk of the building, you can see the smiling, toothy grin of a gnoll. You guys know what a gnoll is?
Yeah.
Soon to be dead.
Wait.
Oh, damn.
You can see it right here. It's basically a hyena man, part hyena, all vicious. And this disgusting creature is also covered in blood, and has just shot you with an arrow. Alero, it's your turn.
I'm going to return the favor. Bang.
You point your pistol at it. You can see it, right? Can you?
You can see it. It's right here.
Oh, do you have line of sight on it? Because like on my screen you don't.
Isn't there a window? It's open, right?
Just step one bit forward like that. Yeah. Now you can. Now,
Okay.
Yeah, you got a clear line for it. You level your revolver at it. You pull the trigger. The hammer strikes the bullet. The shell, the gunpowder inside of the shell ignites, and with a fucking force, a bullet streams through the air and hits the laughing hyena man square in the chest. Now, is this I think before you fire, you need to tell me if it's like a specialized shot or something.
It's a normal shot.
I'm assuming it's a normal shot, right?
Yeah. If it's not a normal shot, I have to...
You have to declare it.
Before I shoot.
So you can see that a sort of a hole of red appears in the chest of the hyena man. The guy goes, screams in pain, like, "What the fuck did you just do to me?" And at that point, actually, do you have any other moves?
I don't think so.
Alright. At that point, the giant hyena springs into action. It's going to fuck you up. Let's see. Smelling the blood, the fresh blood that has been drawn from our half-orc friend, the giant beast is going to barrel down the street at Asguth. How many feet can it travel? Oh yeah, it can easily reach you. It climbs on top of the pile of dead elves and rotting flesh, down it, and then charges at you with one giant mouth full of yellow, pointy teeth. It's such a huge fucking mouth, and its lolling tongue that is covered with the flesh of dead elves. Hyenas, you might not know this, have barbed tongues so that they can rip the flesh off of half-orcs. And this particular half-orc takes 6 damage as the hyena sinks its teeth and tries to lick the flesh off your bone. So,
I can't see the damage rolls, by the way.
yes, you take 6.
Okay.
It bites you very, very, very suddenly. However, you bite back usually. This is why they call you foe biter. What do you do?
As a bonus action, I would like to rage.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to smack this bitch with my massive, great, serrated grey axe.
Excellent. Let's see that smack. Boom!
Holy shit.
Excellent
Hey.
hit. That's 15 damage right there, right?
Ow.
You, with the creature's jaws still wrapped around one of your arms, you lift the axe up in the air with the other one. And you go, oh, raging. You fucking bury it in the creature's body, and as it has its mouth wrapped around your arm, it goes. You can hear it scream in pain. And it sort of lets you go.
Cool.
That was your action, right?
That was my action, yep.
Next, another of the archers emerges from this other building. Yeah, now you can sort of see him on the initiative. He emerges outside and he very quickly moves up on this building and sort of takes cover half behind it. He draws his bow, takes aim at Rho Kappa Sigma, and looses an arrow. And he has a long bow. Rho Kappa Sigma, your AC is 17.
Yep.
Its arrow flies over your head, but it passes very nearly above your head. And you kind of go, oh wow, that was almost a hit. And he goes, annoyed that he didn't hit you. And now it's your turn to answer his arrow. Oh boy.
I'm gonna come around here.
Oh boy, you come around there, and as you pass by the hyena, it goes, but it doesn't bite you because you're not quite out of its range, which is a weird thing that D&D has.
And I will proceed to introduce the hyena to my power fists.
Oh, you're gonna punch its butt.
Right the balls.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have any other way to describe it. So,
At the
Slap in
ass.
the ass.
okay, that missed.
Ass slap.
And then bonus action for the second attack, because I have 2 weapons. This one does not benefit from...
Oof.
So, 16 to hit. Disadvantage for flanking.
Oh, we're not playing with flanking.
Ah, I was not aware of that.
That's an
Okay.
optional rule.
Huh. The more you know.
Yes, the more you know. Flanking is kind of broken, so I don't use it in my games because it makes... First of all, it gives way too big of an advantage to the enemies, and also there's something called pack tactics that completely gets negated if everyone has flanking.
No, that is very fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed with both attacks.
It's like you charge up your poggos and you go, oh crap, not enough charge. So your gauntlets bounce off of the hyena's butt, and you realize there's something weird going back there. Google hyena genitalia, you understand what I mean.
Shove my search history, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Well, let me just start up at incognito.
I'm just saying, this is a female hyena. Google what that means. So, the other gnoll that's back in this building sees his opportunity to shoot you, Ro, with an arrow in the back. So he's gonna try and do that. He knots an arrow, draws back his longbow, looses, and it flies sort of, it embeds itself in the ground over here. And he goes,
I see that, that's weird.
I told you it's weird. Alero Shadowhand. It's your turn. Obviously, these hyenas...
got a dick.
Yes, female hyenas have a dong.
Heck.
Alero Shadowhand. These gnolls, these hyena men aren't that good at aiming and shooting, but luckily, you're a master at that, so show them how it's done.
More you fucking know, man. After being introduced like that, I'm gonna refuse to shoot the nose, and I'm gonna walk up to the hyena and strike it with a katana.
You got nervous. Also, why did you add your archery style to the katana?
Oh shit! No, that was not on purpose. I have it as a global attack modifier.
You fucking hold the katana and then you fucking throw it.
Yeah, it's the fighting style archery. Pulls out a bow and uses the katana as an arrow.
While you are studying the gun, I was throwing blade.
It's a strong bow.
Oh, dude, you take the bow, you put the katana instead of an arrow,
Yeah.
and you fucking fire it. So yes, unfortunately, you whiff, as there's just too much commotion. Arrows are flying left and right, and it's like you concentrate on the blade to make it a perfect strike, and then you see that the hyena has moved, and you go, ah, fuck. Speaking of the hyena, it's going to once again continue, well, finding itself surrounded by a bunch of targets. Let's see here. Yeah, it's gonna continue attacking the half-orc because he has the most meat on his bones. Once again, it opens its monstrous jaws and sinks them into your body, doing 11 piercing damage. Do you have resistance to piercing damage? Now that you're raging, you take half of it. So
yes, I do.
half of 11. Take 5, I guess. Take 5. The Empire always rounds down.
Cool.
You should know. You are from the British Empire. Yes. Well, the giant hyena bites you, and it seems like this monster. You know, this fight might be a little bit. You may have bit off a little bit more than you can chew, but you've bitten your foes before, and you have chewed them to death. What do you do?
Has it been rolling over 16 every time?
It has been rolling 20s, like a god.
Fucking hell. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to do it again.
Do it again.
Do it. Yes. Come on.
I want a frenzy attack, so I can do 2.
Fuck yeah. That's a hit. And that's also a hit. Holy shit, is it dead? Let me see. -7 from the first attack and -16 from the next attack. You chop into this hyena with a mighty blow, and half of its, you take its ear off with the first attack, and then you swing the axe back around and you chop it right into the side of the body, and now there's a big gaping wound out from which a gout of blood sprays out and rains all over Arlero the Shadow Hand, drenching him with the hot blood of this hyena.
Hashtag Axe Body Spray, bitches.
Axe Body Spray. It's the original Axe Body Spray. Hyena blood. The nose, seeing that it's not going all too well for the hyena, and not really wanting to get all that close, this nose is going to continue to fire arrows, but he is going to make a, tactical move and move across the map over here. So he moves behind this pile of corpses and then fires. He loses an arrow at... Ro is the nearest still, so he is going to fire an arrow at him. Let's go! Does a 17 hit? I believe so.
Yes, I believe it's
All
always
right.
hit.
Well, don't be scared because he looses an arrow at you, and as the arrow makes contact with your body, because your flesh is made out of metal, the tip of the arrow bends as it goes inside, but it still does 2 piercing damage. And now you have an arrow embedded in your back. Ah!
That takes 2 of my temporary hit points, bring me down to 1 hit
Oh,
point.
if you have temp HP, please put them in the red field on your
Ooh,
on your
perfect.
token, so that I can know how much you got. All right.
Ah, perfect. Sounds good to me.
Very good. So now I can see you have 3 left.
Sorry, I have 1 left.
Oh.
I had 3 to start with.
Understand. So yeah, you
There we go.
lose that much, but it's your turn. Now you have an arrow in your back and an almost dead giant hyena in front of you. What do you do?
I'm gonna go say hello to my friend over here.
Okay. Well, since you are
So my little
okay,
friend.
because D&D is weird, since you are leaving the
Yeah.
hyena's immediate area, it does get an attack of opportunity on you. It's bizarre, but it's the rules, so
It makes some sense.
makes a little bit of sense. Yes.
But yeah, go
It
ahead.
misses. It's understandably overwhelmed. So it turns around with it swivels its neck around and goes "Arr!" as you go away, but it does not hit you. And then finish your move. You approach
Yep.
this poor unfortunate knoll.
I'll use the defensive field. It uses a bonus action, but the armor also gives you a bonus action to use for it, which brings my temp HP back up to 3, and then I'm going to
Excellent.
punch him in the face.
Whammo! I
First
believe
one.
Bam!
that is a hit.
Slap.
And the second one is a critical miss. What I do around here is I ask the player to describe their failure. So the first hit does land, so you can make it cool and then stupid. So go ahead.
As I punch him in the face, I'm bringing my second fist round for a nice little coup de grace, finish the fight early. Unfortunately, seeing as there's this massive pile of elven corpses nearby, I failed to notice a leg bone of some description near my feet, and as I step forward to make the swing, my foot catches on the bone, it kind of rolls underfoot, and I stumble forward, almost being caught in the arms of the gnoll who I was trying to beat to death.
He's like you sort of fall on top of it. He kind of pushes you away.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now, his friend who is over here, seeing that you are now both you are in melee with his friend, he's not gonna shoot another arrow at you. Instead, he's gonna switch up his play style. He's gonna become a spear gnoll. So he drops the bow, and he reaches sort of behind in the house, and he pulls a spear. And as you can see, I even changed the token. And he charges at you. That's 15 feet. So he goes, and let's see. Melee, spear. Where is the two-handed one? Wait. There it is. Alright, so he charges right at you with the spear. You can see that this guy already has a hole in his chest. He goes, and as he charges, he goes, and he fucking stabs you right in the sort of, as you're recovering from your fumble, he stabs you right in the ribs, or the mechanical metal ribs, doing 10 piercing damage. And then he smiles an ugly smile, and you can smell his breath. It's fucking horrible. Alero, You previously put a hole in this knoll, but right now you have bigger problems to take care of. After missing with your katana, now is your chance to finally put this creature out of its misery.
I'm gonna put this cat or dog in rest.
Put him down. Yes, you do. How do you finish
Where's
it
my
off?
knife? I only got this one.
You got him, yeah.
Huh.
So you do a series of moves that I hope were captured on camera. I really do.
My
What is? Instead of it's a box cutter,
it's my
right?
katana.
You swing your box cutter once and then twice, and then you stab it in the creature, twisting it around, and with a final yelp of pain, it tries to get away. As its legs stop functioning, it sort of loses its balance and it falls down and it writhes in pain. Sort of opens its mouth as wide as it can in order to threaten you, and then you give it the last sort of sword stroke, severing.
Right.
You sort of you go to cut off
what
its
I
head,
thought.
but instead you sever its face in half, like, and you have put down this monster. I'm gonna take it off the initiative track, leading us to Asguth the Foe Biter, who is raging. What do you do?
I'm gonna run as fast as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to there. And because I'm not in range, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out one of my hand axes and I'm gonna throw it at the bitch on the left side. Actually, the one that's got the bullet hole in them. Which
That
one's
one.
The
that?
left one. That's
Yeah,
left.
that's the one I said.
Oh, that looks like
Fantastic.
the flag of Japan.
Yeah.
Because he's got a red dot on him.
And I'm going to yeet that bitch as hard as I can.
Do it.
At his face.
Oh shit!
It's dead.
Unfortunately, your axe, you're raging too much. You seeing red. You're not exactly aiming. You just you fucking throw it. You throw it with such titanic force that it flies right past him and embeds itself in the fucking building. Like it makes a hole through the charred walls. And then the nose like,
do
oh
anything?
fuck!
Can I do anything with a bonus action?
Can you? I don't know. Third level
I
barbarian.
don't think. No, I don't think I can right now.
Alright. Well, the knoll that remains back here, he also drops the bow in favor for a melee weapon. Let me switch him up as well. And this is a little trick that Andrew told me how to do, making tokens that have multiple sides. So he switches to his own spear, and he attempts to stab Ro. Let's go. Now this is the giant hyena. I'm not doing that anymore. So spear, two-handed. Let's go. Switching between weapons takes practice, and this guy is out of practice. He takes too long to switch between weapons and wastes his turn. Rho Kappa Sigma, what do you do?
Well, he is so kindly standing there in front of me, so I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did last time. Activate defensive field and then punch him in the face.
Nice.
Wham!
Holy shit.
Blammo! I
that-
think... Okay, one of those hits, but one of them barely misses. So,
Ooh.
I'm guessing you're hitting this guy, right?
Correct, the wounded one.
Alright. So you punch him real good. In fact, you punch him... Actually, you punch him so good that some of his when you retrieve your fist backwards to get ready for the second punch, you notice that His teeth have flown out of his mouth, and that gives you pause. This one happens to the second punch. The other gnoll that has just joined the battle and who grievously or attempted to grievously wound you hasn't given up on trying to finish the job, and he also is going to stab you with his spear. Die, he says. Probably the only word that he knows in the common tongue. But your armor is just, you are made of metal, and he's used to punching things that are made of flesh. So, it's not really working. Alero, Shadow Hand, you have just finished off this big bastard, and now it's time to finish off the other two. What do you do?
I move forward a bit, and
keep in mind, yeah, that guy, he doesn't have cover. That guy does have cover from the pile of corpses.
I wanna shoot the Japanese guy.
right, okay, yes.
Okay. And I'm gonna and a grit point for it.
Is it a violent pistol shot?
It's a violent pistol shot.
So that's for every point you spend, that's +2 damage, right?
It's one damage die, one extra damage die.
Oh, 1 extra damage die.
Which means I get to roll another d10.
Fuck.
Nice.
Yes.
Ah, it's just a 1.
Perfect.
Well, you make another hole in his chest. Guy goes, ah, what the fuck? It's inside me. Well, he says that in his own language, so he goes, but he's not dead. He is not dead. Damn. All right.
That's it.
He looks pretty rough. He's got 2 oozing bullet holes in him. He's like, oh, he's swaying back and forth now. Azguth, foe biter, you smell weakness. What do you do?
So I'm gonna run up to him, like this guy here.
Yes.
And just to reflavor, as the foe biter would, I'm gonna put my axe handle behind his head and pull him in as I bite on his face.
Ah!
Oh, it's still technically a great weapon attack.
Yeah, because you're using your axe. Okay, fine. I'm gonna rule that as a reckless attack, however.
Cool, fair enough.
So roll me a reckless attack if you have that. You have that, right? You're a barbarian.
Yeah, I do. Reckless attack.
So you roll with advantage, but then he gets to hit you with advantage if he survives.
Yeah.
And therein lies the rub.
Oh no.
Oh no!
That's bullshit.
So you grab him, you pull him in close, you try to bite off his something, his muzzle, his ear. You bite into him and you pull back what you think is flesh, but instead you have a mouthful of hair and you go, puh, puh, got any you don't have any bonus actions, do you? But you got a mouthful of fucking hyena man hair. And the other hyena, seeing that, oh my god, these guys are even more nuts than us. I fucking love it! He tries to stab once again with gusto into Ro. And as he does so, he's waiting. Oh shit, yes, now it's a real fight. He goes to stab at Ro and his fucking spear shatters against Ro's armor. Ah, fuck, and he drops it on the ground. Ro, what do you do?
One.
Yeah, he rolled a 1.
Sounds about right.
See, the guessing game, I think the guessing game is more interesting when I do descriptions like that. Ro, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I am a simple man. I see a gnoll, I punch him in the face.
Oh my god! Okay, wait.
Oh shit.
You
excited.
punch the first no so hard that he flies backwards and collapses in a heap. He's dead. Then I'm guessing with your second attack you want to punch the other one?
Yeah, if I killed the first one, then the second one will just be... I mean, I already took a nice swing to the left on the first knoll, but that means my body's in a perfect position to
Yeah.
swing round on a haymaker on the second knoll.
You kill the first one with a punch from your power fist, and you fucking bitch slap the other one, and like you almost knock his lights out. Like he's like, oh, you know what happens when you hit someone in Mortal Kombat and they're just standing there ready to die? He's like, he's like that. Oh shit! And then he sees you. He sees the other guy. And he goes, and he disengages and he starts running away. he just goes. he stumbles
He's
away
all
from.
yours, Foebiter.
He stumbles away from this combat. He disengages. Alero, what do you do?
It's time.
It's high noon. Oh no! Your gun jams. Misfire. What happens when you misfire? Tell me.
Fuck. So I am at the runaway knoll.
Yes?
Bang! The powder ignites and just falls out of my hand. The gun just falls out of my hand and lands on the ground.
It just heats up. Ah! And you drop it. Now, I believe I didn't read all of the rules for this class. I just read what you had written on your sheet. I believe that now you have to spend a round unjamming this gun. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
In that case, well, fucking misfire. Asgoof, foe biter. Your foe is running away unbitten. What do you do?
This bitch do that shit. So I'm gonna run as close to him as I can, so that's my whole movement speed. I'm gonna do it again! As he's running, I take my axe, I put it over the top of his head, and I'm gonna try and bite into the back of his neck.
I'm gonna rule this as another reckless attack.
Cool. That was the intent.
Give me a 1.
Give me a 20, come on. Yes, you gave me 2 20s. Describe how you finish this fight.
So as he's stumbling off, I think, oh hell no, I spit all the fur out. I run as fast as I possibly can. I'm raged as fuck. More pissed off than the fact that I didn't fight him the first time. I'm just angry as hell. So I run up to him, and as he's running, all he can see is just the axe handle come across his vision, and then it comes up into his neck, pulls him back, and with my giant toothy tusks, I get his entire neck in one go, and I just crush his entire spine with my jaws.
Oh, his fucking spine. With a violent shake. You do what orcish jaws were designed to do, and you break bone with a sickening but very satisfying for you crack. He goes limp in your jaws, and before he can drag you down with him, you spit him out. He falls in a heap in front of you. You wipe off the blood, having lived up to your name, and you kind of go, ah.
I'm the foe biter.
Fight is over. And with that, we are nearing the end of our second hour. Gentlemen, well done. Now, I am going to let you level up. Yes, I am a generous god. And after we come back, Andrew, they're gonna be leveled up. They're gonna be level 4, which means that they get either a feat or improved abilities, it's gonna be wild. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. So, till the next one, Andy.